Okay, chapter 1 is Inception. I awoke from uneasy dreams, looking at an unfamiliar ceiling. Just for a moment, I wondered where I was before the events of last night all came back to me. After a good stretch, I looked around the room illuminated by the sunlight coming in from the window. Outside, in the distance, the portal I'd emerged from proudly stood on the peak of a small hill. Getting ready, I noticed something lying on the table. It was the note Remy had left for me in case I needed anything, along with his own home phone number and work number. There's also some numbers for delivery of food and other necessities, as well as emergency and even janitorial services. He'd certainly thought of everything, even though I now had to wonder what a dragon plumber might even look like. My musings were interrupted when the doorbell rang. When I opened the door, I was met by another dragon. Who's this? Oh, okay. I like the hat. Alright. It's Sebastian. Yo, you must be Ushio. I'm Sebastian and I'll be your escort or security, I suppose. I usually work for the police though. Nice to meet you. He seemed a lot smaller than Remy, and when he somewhat nervously extended his arm toward me, I noticed he apparently only walked on his hind legs. The two forelimbs instead had distinct arms, hands and fingers. Shake the hand. When I took his hand into mine to shake it gently, I could feel the individual bumps and scales of his rough skin. Okay. Nice to meet you too, Sebastian. Where are you taking me? Straight to business. We're gonna visit the plant where they're making your generators. Sweet. They got some news for you as well, or so I've heard. Reza will be there too. Sounds good. Follow me. Alright, we're off. While we walked, I was under the impression that we were purposefully avoiding the busier parts of town, instead straying towards the edges and small alleys so as not to garner too much attention. Even then, we got the occasional stare. After a couple of minutes, we arrived at our destination, where we were met by Reza, as well as yet another dragon, a vicious-looking beast that didn't stay too close to him. How vicious? Oh, he's fairly big. Hey. Reza, long time no see, my dude. How good is that? Good to finally see another human face around here. What a coincidence to have you, of all people, to show up. Yeah, I guess those degrees aren't so useless after all. By the way, who's your buddy? Just my bodyguard, same as yours. Don't bother with him, he doesn't talk much. Okay, so what option? Does he look grumpy? So it's just like you then. Yeah, I don't want to be friends with Reza, he seems like a dickhead. You're very funny, that's just right. The two dragons exchanged a few words as I met the gaze of the larger, was it Tenbrous dragon, a few paces in front of us. Sebastian turned towards me and spoke up. What's up? Yo, Ushio, this is Maverick. Nice to meet you, dude. Yeah, whatever. Just don't expect me to give you any special treatment like everybody else is, and we'll all be good. What are you talking about? So you're saying you haven't noticed the stairs and how they all treat you like you're the next messiah or something? No, I just thought, I don't know. We're not the ones making a big deal out of this, you are. We're just here to get what we agreed on and then we're gone. If anything, I'd actually prefer it if you left us alone. But you're the one who insists on following me around wherever I go. Yeah, Reza's a dickhead, I've decided. That's it, this guy's a dickhead. Alright, I growled to escape the darker dragon's trembling lips as he bared his teeth at Reza. Yo, quite enough. Let's just go inside, shall we? After you. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on sweet terms as long as I can. Okay, I love the toilet symbol at the back, it's human-shaped. Alright, the crisis was quickly averted as we entered the building, which was characterised by its many floors, high ceilings and a long narrow hallway, as Sebastian led us to our destination. This looks like a school. There you are, I'm waiting for you. Who's this? She got goggles. Wait a minute, I thought you were going to meet the guys from production. What are you doing here? They're only coming in later today, so you just have to make do with me. Got a pencil stuck behind their ear. I like it. Okay. This is Anna. She kind of manages the building, though actually she's more involved with the research wing rather than production and engineering. Nice to meet you. My pleasure. I've got something for you, by the way. It will take them a while to make all the generators we promised, but we got one for you here. Feel free to send it home and give it a test. That's great, I'll take it. Looks a little small if you ask me. Don't underestimate its power. Oh, and be careful not to drop it. Sure, I'll be waiting outside while you do your thing. I suppose I'll wait for you outside as well. Alright. What thing? I don't know. Have you brought the PDA? Of course. Alright, now to give this thing a test run. The PDA lit up as her hand swiftly moved around the interface in calculated motions. By the way, would you consider letting me run some tests on you as well? It'll only take a drop of your blood. Wire. I work in biology, so obviously this kind of thing would be very interesting to us. I'll share the results with you, of course. I don't know. That's a bit invasive for a first time meeting, isn't it? I'm really not sure. I'll pass. I'll pass on that one. Yeah, sorry about that. Looks like your PDA is good, by the way. So we're just about done here. And since we're both in biology, it'd be interesting if you want to meet me some other time as well. Here's my number. Okay. Do I want a number? See you soon. Alright, bye. Well, that was interesting. Did she ask you for your blood too? Yeah, I said no. Did you give it to her? Let's tell the truth. No, I didn't. Me neither. I mean, if you're going to give him our body, let's not do it for free, right? What? Okay, sure. I'm getting hungry. How about breakfast? I'm all for it. I can't stand early mornings like this. That should be a problem. There's a cafe not far from here. What do you say? Mathers? I wouldn't mind a grab to bite myself. Alright, that settles it. Alright, let's go cafe. I want to know how these guys sit on these chairs with their tails sticking out. Luckily for us, the cafe was mostly empty when we arrived, as it was still pretty early in the day. Reza was quick to lead me to a table for two, prompting the dragons to get one of their own on the other side of the restaurant. Why is he such a dickhead to him? Finally, I can't stand that guy being on my toe all the damn time. Is it for your security? It does seem rather strange that they need someone following us everywhere. Maybe he just likes you a lot. Security. Let's play it straight for now. I'm very much aware that that's what they're saying. We were approached by an individual who appeared to be the waitress of the cafe. She was an interesting looking dragon who, unlike the others I'd seen so far, was more akin to a wyvern, possessing two rather large wings as forelimbs, which resembled those of an oversized bat. There she is. Yo, it's the humans! Wait, where? Oh, it's the dragon! Yeah, straight back at ya! Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, that's right. Welcome to our establishment. My name is Adine. I'll be your waitress today. What can I bring you to? Do they do coffee? Is that part of the cultural thing that we share? Give me a special. Yeah, me too. Make it quick. Sure thing. 2 specials coming up. Got no idea what it is. As I was saying, if you look at the big picture, don't you think there's just something off about the whole place? Where is it really? If this is supposed to be completely separate from Earth or a different dimension, some things just don't add up. Don't you think so? Let me grab my tinfoil hat. I've noticed it too, I suppose. I can't really say much more with you-know-who over there. He's probably listening to us right now. He doesn't seem so bad. When I let my gaze wander, I saw that Maverick was looking in our direction. Our eyes met briefly, his expression not showing any discernible emotion, while I wondered whether it had to be a coincidence or if he really was able to hear us from the distance. I do have some theories, and if I'm right, we might be in trouble. What kind of trouble? What are you talking about? Be quiet. I'll let you know more as soon as I can, but for now, let's just play along. After all, we already have one of these babies. He patted the generator's box for emphasis. God knows we need him. Oh, here she comes. Give me that food. The female returned, astounding me with her ability to balance the dishes on the edges of her wings. She placed her forelimb on the table and proceeded to move the dishes from her wing to us with a gentle push of her snout. There you go. Watch out. It's hot. Thank you. You're welcome. Nothing wrong with being polite. Apparently today's special consisted of an odd-looking fish of some sort. I was a little hesitant to try it, but considering the steam coming from it, it was probably better to wait a few minutes anyway. When the waitress brought out the meals and to the 2 dragons across the cafe and exchanged a few words with them, Reza leaned forward and whispered something to me. What's he gonna say? I'll send you a letter with a coded message later. You'll know what to do, will I? Reza rose from his seat before he made it known to me that he still had a few things to do and left the restaurant, followed shortly after by the larger of the two dragons. Alright, bye. You haven't even touched your fish though, yeah, Legers. I wasn't in a hurry, so I spent a few more minutes in contemplation while I looked out of the window. Not that this whole situation was already bizarre enough. There was also now the vague sense of danger conveyed by Reza's earlier words. I did not even have an idea of what kind of threat might be lurking out there. Eventually, I took a bite of my somewhat unusual breakfast. While I already thought the smell was quite peculiar, the taste had been even worse. I imagined it might be the kind of delicacy that had an acquired taste, one that I certainly hadn't acquired yet. I decided to go outside before it was too late. Okay. Are you done? Sure am. How'd you like it? I'll just say it's probably not for me. And you wouldn't be the only one to say that. You better wait outside just in case it decides to come up again. What? You tried that odd looking fish? Sure thing. Alright. I stepped outside, taking in the scenery of this strangely familiar world. Everything, look at it, it looks very human-y, doesn't it? In the short time I was here, I'd already found the similarities between their world and our own utterly fascinating. After all, we were talking about an unmapped place with a never-before-seen form of life. As far as discoveries were concerned, even something as simple as a new unicellular organism or even bacteria would have been remarkable. Yet here I was, standing in the middle of a village evidently built on a race of intelligent talking dragons, with a society not unlike our own, also the same language. Reza didn't seem to share the same interest, and instead was more smitten with the generator. But given our reasons for coming here in the first place, I couldn't blame him for his enthusiasm being focused on something else. My thoughts were interrupted as something suddenly zipped past me just a little too close, causing me to stumble back. It was a rather small dragon with a bag clamped to its maw, who apparently had somewhere to be. Well, this one is on the run. Who's this? At least it's not a piece of toast, yeah? I regained my footing and watched as it disappeared into the distance. Even though I'd seen enough dragons to recognise their variations in size, colour and other attributes, I guess this one must have been the juvenile of the species. Shortly afterwards, Sebastian joined me outside, having taken care of the tab. I gave her a generous tip on your behalf. I hope you don't mind. Yeah. How nice of you. In any case, now that you've given us the PDA and Reza has the generator, you're free for today. So if you want to go anywhere in particular, let me know, or I could show you around town. I was tempted to be given a tour, but considering Reza's words, I wanted to be careful and not stray too far without knowing more about the world first. I'll stay home for today. I'll still have to get used to everything, you know. I'll just accompany you back then. Alright, cheers Sebastian, let's go back. Here we are. Home sweet home for now, I guess. If you need anything, I'll be outside until my shift ends. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow. Thanks, see you tomorrow. He's not a very happy chappy, is he? But he seems friendly enough. Alright, see ya. Cool. I hadn't really looked at the apartment much, so I spent the rest of the day investigating it and relaxing. I considered checking out some of the phone numbers Remy had left me, but I thought it was better to keep a low profile for now. I found the kitchen fully stocked with plenty of groceries, though the variety was wasted on me. I hadn't been a particularly great cook in the first place, but what was more, I didn't even recognise some of the things I found in there. Whether they were edibles that we had back home that I just didn't know about, or something completely alien, I wasn't sure, but I didn't want to take the risk of eating something I didn't know. After all, it was possible that some of these comestible consumables might be fine for them to eat, but still poisonous to us. I was also glad to find a shelf that was filled to the brim with a variety of books. While I found the subject matter of the man, myth or reality to be quite intriguing, I had to give up after a few pages due to its exceptionally dry writing style, which I wasn't inclined to enjoy at that moment. In the end, I settled on an adventure novel about a dragon archaeologist who stumbles upon the remains of a long-lost human civilization, after which she is hunted by an evil organisation who wants to use its... So it's basically Indiana Jones. Alright, while entertaining, I had to admit it reminded me a little too much of the trashy novels we had at home. I certainly found it amusing that certain tropes were not really unique to us as a species, though I wondered whether this kind of literature had fallen into disfavour here, as it had back for where I had come from. I was reading a particularly exciting scene in which the hero, Sheridan, uses one of the magical artifacts shaped like a pair of human hands holding a scepter with a globe at the top to prevent himself from being crushed into a... Yeah. Indiana Jones. The doorbell rang. Who's here? I'm not expecting anyone. Okay, hello. Who's this? They wear hats but not clothes. Okay. Who are you? Would you sign here? What am I signing for? I'm not signing away my rights with this, am I? I've got a letter for you that requires signature confirmation. Gotcha. Looking over the clipboard, the small dragon was holding up to me. I saw that the sender was from Reza. Alright, I'm expecting this. This is fine. I'm Lauren, by the way. Would you mind if I asked you a few questions? What's this about? Sebastian's on the scene. I'm making small talk. Wait a minute, I recognise you. You tried to do the same thing with Reza. Maybe I should report you to your superiors for your inappropriate behaviour towards your clients. But it's important, please just let me talk to him for a few minutes. You know how it is, if you want to interview one of the humans, you have to get permission from the proper authorities. Help me up here, Ushia. As an ambassador, you care about the accurate portrayal of humans in the media, don't you? You should talk to me, otherwise someone else will fill in the blanks and who knows what they're going to come up with. Let me show you something. The small dragon opened a bag, rummaging through a number of letters and small packages. Yo, he lost it. What's he after? I wanted to show you some of the pictures of what people think humans look like. On some of them, they have like 4 heads and nothing like you. It's really weird. What are you, Lauren? A reporter? No, I'm just... What, you gossip? What are you? Do you want me to remove him? Is what you're saying true? Yeah, I guess. I see. It sounds pretty interesting though. Alright, you can leave your number here and maybe I'll call you later. But that's all I can promise. Thanks so much. He quickly produced a small sheet of paper and scribbled his number on it. Afterwards, he sheepishly presented it with both hands. I think he's just curious. I don't know. Alright, you got what you wanted. Off you go. Alright, bye. Gone. Oh, he's so happy. He's like a human geek. Alright, sorry about that. Don't worry about it. I guess that should be all. I'll see you tomorrow. Alright. I'll lock them doors in the meantime. With all the commotion, I'd almost forgotten that I was still holding Reza's letter. Within the plain envelope was a similarly plain sheet of paper with his handwriting. When I started reading, however, I saw that his wording was so full of pleasantries that I knew he hated that I assumed every word of it was fate, as to conceal his true intent. He did mention that I'd know what to do, but I was unsure of how I was supposed to decode the letter's secret message. I didn't even remember having a conversation about this topic with him, yet he still relied on me to remember whatever it was that I was missing, or he thought that I would just be able to figure it out on my own. This is what it said. Hello, my dear friend. I hope this letter reaches you swiftly and in good condition. Unfortunately, we were not able to catch up earlier, so I wanted to write you this letter. How have you been these last few years? What have you been doing, and how's the family? I feel like there is so much we should talk about since we have not seen each other much recently. At least we have a chance to do this in this form. Quite an exciting venture we are now in, right? How have you liked it here so far? Made any dragon friends yet? Ha ha. Anyways, I will be looking forward to your reply soon. Do I need to decode this now? I mean, I'm not sure. Best regards, Reza. Sure, various things came to my mind. Only reading certain words or letters was one thing that I thought of immediately, but I couldn't make anything out after trying to find a system within the array of letters and lines. Maybe I had to look more carefully. Let's read between the lines. Lines, of course, maybe I was supposed to read between them. I didn't have an implement on me, which I'd be able to read fine print though. With a handwritten letter, I doubted Reza could have done anything of the sort. I don't know. After looking at it for a while, I came to the conclusion that the secret message said what Reza wanted me to. Oh, Christ. Plan Sebastian's murder, what? Do nothing while he figures out what to do. Look at the letter again. I need to look at this. I honestly don't know. But look at these options. Plan Sebastian's murder. Do nothing. Find out more about the government. Flee. More options. Have a pizza party. Yeah, steal a certain book from the library. Find out where Maverick lives or break into the manufacturing plant. I don't know. Let's look elsewhere for hints. Maybe he referred to the fact that we were both given an apartment. Considering the things they provided for us, maybe I just had to find the right object to decode the message. There are many everyday items here though, and of course I still had no idea what in particular I was looking for. Let's look on the bookshelf. The bookshelf is stocked with quite a variety of books on different topics. Let's go behind the books. Was there another message at some point? He could have known that I was going to live here, so I suppose it's possible that he helped with the preparations and hid something for me to find. Sure. No. Even after removing every single book from the shelf, there's still no indicator of anything that would help me decode his secret message. But even if Reza did leave a hint, this could have been anywhere in the apartment and not just on the bookshelf. Let's look at an individual book then. Alright, the shelf is full of books. I suppose the hint could be hidden inside one of them. I'm not going to read all of them though. Oh wow. Okay. Okay, the Draconic Desire. Oh wow. Look at the... I was so young and naive back then, barely having reached the age in which the arduous process of finding a mate, settling down and starting a family became expected, yet none of my peers interested myself. Okay, so there's lots of reading. I'm not going to read all these, I'm just going to skim these books. Nothing here. Okay. Assault of the Humanoids from Outer Space. Oh wow, this looks like a real crazy thing. Okay, Dark and Stormy Night. Okay. Yeah, so this is like a sci-fi thing. I'm just going to skim the books. An invasion by human aliens. Is that what they think we're like? Probably. Born to Serve. What's this one? An autobiography of Avdon the Seventh, a council member of some renown. Okay. So it's like a biography. Okay. Price and Prayer. Was it? A plithographical novel. Okay. I'm just gonna skim all this. There's a lot of world building here. The Ixamen Sphere and how to use it. Okay, this seems weird. As a manual meant for the general populace, this booklet intends to bring you, the valued reader, closer to the uses and joys of the Ixamen Sphere might bring. I've taken utmost care to use simple language and instructions to remove the well-known barrier between individuals and knowledge of proper use of the most wonderful device. For interested parties, a chapter about the Ixamen Sphere's history and ideas for advanced applications can be found later in the book. Step 1. Place your Ixamen Sphere on a flat, stable surface. Make sure that the surface is indeed stable and flat. Expert tip, use a spirit level. Okay, step 2. Plug it into an outlet. Warning, make sure it's switched off. Step 3. Locate the power switch. Okay, it's weird. Now I know how to work an Ixamen Sphere, whatever that is. Okay, I read loads of books. I don't know, go back. Let's go to the bathroom. Oh, here we go. Let's look inside the cabinet. What's in the cabinet? No razors, but there are some pain meds though. No, I ain't taking no drugs. Alright, let's shower. No shampoo to be found. And no hint either, just some body wash. Alright, go back. I ain't taking the drugs. Alright, kitchen. Look in the fridge. What you got? Plenty of stuff. Look at the meat. What is gonna meat? It's just a slab of meat. Nothing special about it. What species is it? Look at the milk. Pasteurized. At least they got that down. Crack open an egg and look inside. Really? It's just a regular egg. Let's get another one. No. No. How many eggs can we crack? Let's go for 6. Let's go for half dozen. That was 5. And that's 6. Okay. Examine an unlabeled container. Some sort of white liquid inside. Here goes nothing. It's salty. You drank a mystery liquid. What the fuck? Alright, go back. It's in the pantry. Fruits and veggies. What we got? Dates? If I put it on the floor and step on it, what would happen? You squash it. What? Oh my god, no. Alright, figs. I don't know about figs. Quite a bit actually. Figs are ripe with history and still enjoy some cultural significance, especially in religious circles. I don't care about figs. I don't care about figs. Pears. There are two of them. What a nice pair. Nice pun. Alright, grapes. So, Daddy Grape. What? No. I learned a lot about fruits. Yes, I did. Lemons. Okay. I'm not reading that. Afterwards. Oh, yeah! That's it. Go back. Lemon juice is the simplest way to write a hidden message using household items. We learned about that in chemistry. In the most boring detail, of course. A message written in lemon juice on paper comes just about invisible to the naked eye when dried. But after heating it gently, oxidization occurs, making the message visible. Cool. I was sitting next to him in class when he learned that. He made a joke about using the method to cheat on the next test, and I replied by saying that he'd have to bring an iron. He had really expected me to remember a random chemistry class that happened years ago, but then I did remember it after all. Meet me at the portal tonight at 10 PM was all the message said. I wasted a good amount of time, but I still had some left before I'd go out to meet Reza, so I decided to make some lunch. That's late, that's ages. Okay, afterwards, I resumed reading my book about continuing adventures of Sheridan and her exploits in destroying cultural artifacts. Unsurprisingly, it came to a happy end with the evil organisation stopped in its tracks, but at least for now. I thought the ending was deliberately left open for ambiguity, but when I turned the page, I saw the advertisement for the next entry in this apparently long-running series of books. I realised all this had just been a ploy to set up an inevitable sequel. Luckily, disappointment didn't last long, as I had to get going to meet Reza at the portal.